Hello, I'm Pamela Davis. Welcome to episode 141 of the Well Done Life podcast. Hello, and welcome back to episode 141 of the Well Done Life podcast. I'm your host, Pamela Davis. If you are new here, hey, how are you? Welcome. I am so glad that you are here with us this week. I hope you stay for a very long time. If you've been here before, you guys know the deal. I love you deep. Thank you for continuing to support me on this journey. I am so honored and so happy to just be in the presence of you, to be able to share with you, grow with you, learn with you. You guys are my heart, and I am just grateful. So thank you. So before we get into this week's episode, I always want to make sure that I'm foundational. And I'm sure I sound like a broken record to a few of you who have been here before, but you guys know I love to set the foundation. So I want to make sure that we start this off right by letting everyone know that we are building a safe space. And in this safe space, I like to make sure that it's built on two very important tenets, and that is clarity and love. Clarity is really simple. I just want to make sure that you understand that I created the Well Done Life podcast because I believe women are the foundation of society. And as us being the foundation of society, we need spaces where we can be our most authentic self. I'm talking about the moments in our lives where we laugh or we cry, where we just enjoy a good kiki, where we learn, share, and inspire each other. That's what this space is all about. And so here you will hear me talk about my journey. You'll hear other women talk about their journey. It's all under my hope that you will glean something that will help inspire you, because I truly believe each of us is born with a unique gifting and we have a choice. I mean, obviously you can live a very productive life and never lean into it. But then there are some of us that decide, you know what, I'm going to make the choice. I'm going to lean into my gifting, or I'm going to discover what inside of me is bursting to come out. And hopefully I provide you inspiration to show you that you can do anything that you put your mind to. With hard work, determination, love, faith, and strength in yourself, you can do anything. So that is what you hopefully will glean in this space. And most of all, I hope you know that you are supported and loved. And love is the second foundation of this safe space that we are creating. It is the main foundation. Love is the thing. So I like to make sure that I let you know that you are loved by sending you prayers. And so this week, I'm going to send you prayers of empathy. I think empathy is in pretty short supply right now, and I think we need more of it. I'm praying that you have an opportunity to be empathetic, to be able to lean into trying to understand what someone is going through versus trying to talk at them, because sometimes I feel like we talk at each other too much versus talking to each other. And in return, I hope that you have an opportunity, if you are going through something, that you have an opportunity to encounter someone whose heart is empathetic, so that they can lean into you, that they can listen to what you're saying and hold your truth in a safe space, so that you don't feel like someone's trying to take advantage of you. They want to see you win. They want to see you heal. They want to see you grow. So they hold on to you with love and caring. So I pray you empathy. Then along that line, because obviously love is my favorite thing, I'm praying for you love. I want you to have reciprocal love too. And I'm talking about that good reciprocal love where it just fills you up from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And it's not just romantic. I think that's important. So I want you to be in partnerships that feed into each other and not just one-sided, because nobody's got time for parasitic relationships in the year of our Lord 2023. And at the same time, I want you to also have friendships that are rooted in love, in real love, reciprocal loving friendships, because that is so important. In these days and times, it is so important to really value the lights in our lives. And when I say the lights, I'm talking about the people who feel like sunshine, the people who want to see you grow, the people who will lovingly correct you, the people who support you and encourage you to be your best self. They see the best in you, and sometimes you can't even see that in yourself. I'm talking about those people, because sometimes we spend so many times talking about the quote unquote haters, and you guys know how I feel about that. I don't think that there are haters. I think that there are people out here who are hurting and who are deflecting their hurt on you. But I'm talking about, spending more time talking about the lights, spending more time valuing that type of energy, because when you value that type of energy, when you talk about that type of energy, you attract that more into your life. And I want more of that for each of you. So I am praying for that type of love, that type of relationship on all levels for you. And then, of course, I always like to make sure I stick with abundance. I mean, of course, financial abundance is important. I pray that, you are able to have many blessings, because I really do believe that this is a time of abundance, and not just from a financial standpoint. I think this is a time of abundance for us spiritually, for us mentally, for like all the things that you are aspiring to, the tugs and the whispers and the pulls that you hear telling you to do certain things. This is your season. This is your time. Believe that. Believe it, because I truly do believe that there is abundance for us out here during this season, and I don't want anybody to miss it. So take a chance, bet on yourself, believe in yourself enough to invest in you, and you go out there and you do this, because you are destined to be successful. So those are just some of the prayers that I have for you this week. I'm really excited about being here with you guys. I'm recording on Thursday, February 9th. It is 10:08 p.m. and hopefully you're not hearing any rain in the background. It is lightning and raining here, which is my favorite time. I don't tell many people this, but I actually sleep with rain noise. That's how I rest at night. It just helps me relax. I constantly just have it on for like 8 hours and fall asleep. So this is like prime time, but I'm so hyped to be here. So don't worry, I'm not sleepy, and I'm looking forward to having a really great episode. I want to thank everyone, kind of starting to wind my way into it, for the support of last week's episode, Community Healer with Z of Compass Collective. If you have not had an opportunity to check out that episode, I strongly recommend it. Z is amazing. She is so inspiring in how she has made the journey from optometrist to a community healer by leveraging books. And we had a great conversation about the journey to healing, books that she loves and would recommend to someone starting on the journey, because not every healing journey starts out with a therapist. I have to admit, for myself, when I was looking to heal, I think about some of the foundational books that I read, one in particular who I always talk about, Don Miguel Ruiz, The Four Agreements, and how it helped me recalibrate my life. Books can really change you. Books are a lot of times the themes of our lives at certain particular points in time. So I definitely would recommend it. And I will make sure that I have a Z's episode linked in the show notes, and definitely you can check it out. But this week we're kind of doing me. We are just doing me. There will be no guest this week. It is just me rolling solo dolo. So YOLO. I thought this would be actually a really good time to kind of do like a check-in with y'all about how things are going with my golden renaissance. Because yes, my hands are up. I am approximately, let me do some really down and dirty math, because I am in the last couple of throws before my birthday. Yes, 16 days away from the big 5-0, the golden renaissance, and I've already started celebrating. And I kind of wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about it, because I did a thing this past weekend. I did a thing. I had a dinner to kind of kick off, and kind of like I was telling you guys when we first started the year, since I'm turning 50, I'm celebrating all year long, all these great things, but I really wanted to do like a dinner, to kind of kick off this time in my life. And also it serves as another opportunity for me to be surrounded by the people that I really love. And so I had some of my closest friends in a room, and we sat down and had dinner, an amazing conversation. And when I tell y'all I was blessed, I was just truly blessed. Like, it was great. And of course, kind of like backpedaling a little bit with it. It was a nice dinner. I was like, I'm turning 50 now. So I wanted to put the big girl dinner together at the 5-star restaurant. And we went, and everybody had to get dressed up. I made it cocktail attire only. And it was just, because I personally feel like when we all get dressed up in our finery, that's when you feel good. When you look good, you feel good. Your swag is on 10. Everybody looked gorgeous. And we sat down and had a grown-up meal with the champagne flowing as much as the conversation flowed. And it was just perfection. And it was intimate. It was just something that I had always wanted to do, but I think about it as I have gone through the journeys of my life. Because the last time I did a dinner, I was at my 40th. And it's funny because a lot of the people who were at that dinner were at this 50th dinner, a few new faces. Definitely nothing about the love between anyone who wasn't there. It hadn't changed. It's just over this last 10 years of my life, leading up into 50, certain people had more of an impact in certain areas of my life that really were very transformational for me. And so I wanted to make sure that I put these transformational people in this room together, because I tend to also be kind of what they like to say, a connector. I love to connect people. I see the magic in people. And so I want us to have more opportunity to connect with people who can help elevate us or inspire us in certain ways. And so I don't just talk it to you guys. I like to live it in my life as well. So that's what we did. And kind of like my idol for dinners is Bevy Smith. If you've never checked her out, but Bevy Smith, she is an entertainer. She is a podcaster. She is a maven. She is a socialite out of New York. And she always used to cultivate these dinners with Bevy. And these spaces where you have amazing people having amazing food, talking about life and the world and what they're doing and all these things. And it's just, again, those situations can create magic. And so I kind of did one, like I said, 10 years ago, and I got hooked ever since. And so I wanted to make sure I did it again at this turning point of getting ready to turn 50, because I'm like, it's going to look a little different. It's going to feel a little different. And it did. I have to admit, my first one, I did it at a really cool restaurant, more of like, family style restaurant. Very nice. It was fun. But this time I got to take it on to the 5-star. So it made me feel good, because I'm like, oof, I put my big girl clothes on. I've grown up and can actually, afford to do these. So to God be the glory that I could afford to do it. But then at the same time, the conversation was a lot different, because we're all at different phases in our lives. Many of my friends are younger than me, but not like, they're like super young, but that's not a shade to my friends either. But maybe they're just like 2 or 3 years behind me on the 50 journey. So it's funny, because being able to hear everybody's perspective of where they are on this journey to this point is beautiful. And on top of that, a lot of my friends, like I was telling all of you, this is a very abundant season for us all. But on top of that abundance, this is also a very transformational time. And I see a lot of transformations, a lot of adjustments happening in my friends' lives. And I just see the blessings just opening up for them. And I mean, people betting on themselves and getting new opportunities in their career, making moves. And it's just so much positivity that I was like, that's another reason why it's so important to cultivate this space. So it was good. It was, to say that it was amazing would be an understatement. It was just really great to sit up and just talk. And literally that's what we did, because I'm one of those people who like to ask lots of questions. And so I like to, just kind of dig in your business without digging in your business, which probably shouldn't be a surprise because I have a podcast. So I dug in a little bit of business, not in a sense of, trying to know who's dating who or who's married to who and what the status of relationships are. But let's dig into the business of our souls. What motivates you? Who misses you? Tell someone you love. Like we did tasks, we did everything. And one thing that I've learned from having this space and time with my friends is that, one, I'm around some very amazing people, and I need to always remember that every day, because it's easy to get caught up in the comfort of someone that you forget sometimes how much they bring to the table. And let me say that again, because I think it probably sounded a little jumbled. One thing that I have learned by having this dinner, and one thing I'm learning as I watch my friends grow and evolve, it is very easy to get caught up in the comfort of people. Just knowing that the relationship is consistent, knowing that, you have this bond with this person, that you have a tendency at times, if you're not careful, to forget all the things that these people bring to the table, the magic of them, because you get so used to them, being just wonderful people who are a part of your life every day, that you can forget, like, wow, my friend has overcome X, Y, and Z, or my friend has this beautiful marriage, and no, it's not perfect, but it's perfect for them. And they've developed techniques to help them be able to live and grow and thrive. I mean, I have a friend who's about to celebrate her 30th wedding anniversary. That's an accomplishment. And I'm just in awe of that type of love, because I knew them before they got together. I knew them when they started courting, as I like to say. And to watch them grow and evolve, and the family that they've developed is beautiful. Or I have another friend who, she just got remarried several years ago, and she loves her husband so much. And to see her come back with such resilience from heartbreak in her first marriage to this, it's beautiful. And to watch their love and how they thrive and play off each other, it's great. It inspired me. And there was a group of us at the table who are single. And it inspired us as well, because, especially me, I think about it. I'm about to turn 50, hands back up with the Golden Renaissance. And I'm at a phase where I would love to be in love. I would love to be in love. I'm open to marriage if it adds value and all that great things. And seeing people have beautiful relationships reminds me that it's possible. And sometimes I feel like we need to have those reminders that it's possible. And it doesn't mean that it's perfect, because it's not perfect. Nothing is perfect. But the fact that I have friends who are still so in love that they make the choice to love their partner every day, and their partner makes the choice to love them back every day, is a beautiful thing. Because there are people out here right now just struggling for someone to make the choice to want to call them every day. And so to get 30 years and almost 10 years. And then I had another friend, I believe she's been married for almost 15 to 20 years. It's a beautiful thing, and we need to have spaces where we highlight that, especially when there's so much commentary around, how hard it is to get married and how difficult it is for people now to communicate with each other, and how love is all these different things. Love is work. Marriage is work. It's just finding the person that you're willing to take the risk of doing the work with, and whose values you're aligned to, who you can grow with and love and support you. Because that's another thing that I have learned by just having this evening with my friends, is how important it is for me to have a partner that lets me shine. Like all of these men that I saw let their wives shine. They revel in their wives shining. And I love that. And in turn, their wives pour back into them. And it's a beautiful thing. So it just kind of, like I said, it just kind of invigorated me in regards to it. But then it also kind of pivoting away from love, because love is not the only the only reason why I did it. But it definitely is good to put that juju in there, because I would like some good love. I know the love is coming, and I welcome it and invite it into the space around me. And I invite that to your space as well, if you're single and looking for love. But one thing that I did notice too is that many of my friends are on the healing journey, and we're all at different phases and stages of the journey, but we're on that journey to trying to live our best life. And that's a beautiful thing to witness. It's a beautiful thing to be able to support. And I think that it's important that we recognize that when we have people that we love, that we want to be around, because it's encouraging one, but it also, when you're on that journey, it makes you feel like you're not alone. And I think we need to all remember that we don't all have to be at the same place, but we still should support each other where we are, because it's very easy, to get a little snooty sometimes with the healing, to think, oh, I know this and I know that, and that person doesn't know this. They're still here in the journey. And you try to analyze everybody. And I think that's not our place to analyze people. That's not our place to worry about where they are. Our place is to recognize where people are, love them for where they are, see if you might be able to glean some understanding from where they are, because that might be a lesson that you need to learn, and just support each other. And it was really great because everybody was just so open and honest about, the things that they've gone through and how far they've come, or prioritizing their self-care. I think about that. Like one of my friends, he prioritizes access to him, and how he prioritizes his self-care and his wellness. And that's great because, especially as a man, as a Black man, that is one thing that we don't talk enough about, that men feel that same desire that we do to kind of have a strong block game if necessary, and to also prioritize who has access to them because they know it doesn't benefit them mentally. And we have to speak life into men just like we have to speak life into women. But to be able to be in spaces where you can have that kind of conversation, that's rare and that's powerful. And it was beautiful. And it's just so encouraging. I love that. And that's why I kind of wanted to talk about, this evening. It's not just talking about the fanciness of it. It was fancy and it was fun. One of my friends' husband, and he is also a friend as well, a brother, the same couple. It was the husband and the couple that I've known since they were courting before they got together. Honey, he blew that. We played too short because we had a game. One of the questions was, what's your favorite song? And I know one of my other friends, her favorite song is Blow the Whistle. So of course I had to bring out the phone and play Blow the Whistle. And my friend blew the whistle and it was the best thing ever. I was like, I know I'm having a good party when my friend blows a whistle in a 5-star restaurant, and all of us are just like, okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's just creating those spaces of safety where you can just let go and be yourself. It's just beautiful. So you get the moments of healing, the moments of growth, and the moments of craziness and laughter. And it's just an honoring space. And that's what I wanted. Because for me, my energy, or I get my energy from watching my friends thrive, from being surrounded in connections and healing and positivity. That's where I get all my good juju. So those were like the best gifts that I got. And I just felt so loved and so valued. And on top of that, I was looking amazing. If I do say so myself, your girl's been working. I told you guys that I had started my Peloton routine. And so I've been faithful to the Peloton, and the Peloton's been paying off, honey. I was looking snatched and it was just amazing. I felt amazing, which is another reason why, again, getting dressed up, having dinner, creating those spaces for your friends and for yourself, and it just creates positivity and beauty all around. And it was just a moment, and it was a time. And so I say all that to say that was the highlight of last weekend. I'm still riding high. I haven't really even posted too many pictures of it, even though I keep sitting there looking at them on my phone. I'm literally, as I'm talking to you right now, I'm going back to scroll again because I'm still processing all that positivity and good juju. And so I probably will share a couple of photos eventually on social media about it, but I didn't do it for the content. I did it because of the people. I did it because of where I am in the journey, how proud I am of this moment that I'm about to enter into, this healing season, and how I'm just so grateful to be surrounded in so much love. so much love and so much abundance. And so I wanted to talk about it because I hope for you out there, because I know I'm not the only ones out here celebrating milestones, that you will create those spaces for yourself too. That you will create spaces where you can celebrate the lights in your life, where you can celebrate yourself, and just pour into each other. And it doesn't necessarily involve going to a 5-star restaurant. It could be as simple as being in your house, but create those spaces, because those type of spaces can fill you up. I had a friend tell me, she's like, I'm still filled up, and spiritually and emotionally from it. And that means everything. We need those times together where we pour into each other and really look at how we can inspire. So I hope you are inspired by it. Now kind of like going in, because I considered that Act 1. That's what I called of my Golden Renaissance. That was Act 1. I'm now preparing for Act 2. Act 2 is where I'm actually going away from a birthday. I'm really excited. I'll be going to New Orleans with some friends, and I'm really excited. I've never been. I have to admit, normally I go out of the country. So this year, being in the country, it'll be cool. And New Orleans is like a whole new world. So I'm just really excited about that. And I have even more things coming up. You guys, I can't believe it. We're actually getting ready to gear up for the 3-year anniversary of the podcast. My baby is 3, and I am looking forward to seeing all the magic that we are going to create this year. And so I definitely will be celebrating that as well. And the next things, I have some other stuff in the planned. I have some more guests coming up. So we're going to start this thing off right, and we're just going to rock it through for the rest of the year. And I'm very excited about sharing some new things with you guys coming up and just growing and learning with you. But I do want to take this moment to just say thank you. We are at over 10,000 downloads now officially. I know I kind of talked about it a little bit at the end of last year, but we have hit that milestone. We hit that milestone actually last week, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, and beyond. So it's just up and away. But I couldn't do that without you, because I don't take for anything for granted that, I'm just this little person sitting in my little room, podcasting and hopefully offering inspiration. And there are tons of other content creators out there that you could be listening to, but you make the choice to listen to me. So I hope that by sharing my journey, I'm inspiring you. I hope by you sharing your journey and my guests sharing their journey, we're inspiring each other, and that we are prepared to just take it even further as we go into to the rest of this year. I really want us to continue to grow. I really want to continue to offer value. So definitely don't hesitate to reach out with any content, comments, or suggestions and thoughts, because I'm here to grow. I'm here to learn. And the only way that I learn is through listening. And I will listen to you and value your opinion completely. So I truly do want to say thank you, because again, this 10,000 plus that we have downloaded and learned together and reached, I wouldn't have gotten it without you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. As we're wrapping up, because yes, this is going to be a shorter episode this week. You guys know I don't dial it in. I like to be succinct with you guys. One thing that I do want to talk about is, again, being empathetic. There are people out here fighting battles that we just have no idea about. And empathy is one thing that I'm very passionate about. And it's funny because even during my dinner, it came up because that was a question that somebody asked me, what is one thing I'm passionate about? And I'm passionate about empathy because it breaks my heart to see that there are so many people now who are making the decision to end their life because, life has gotten too hard for them. And I don't judge it because I know how that feels. I have been at that point where I've wanted to end my life. But I made a different decision, and I went to therapy to help myself pull through it. But I know that not everybody has access to those resources, or they may not feel that they have access to that resource. And there are some people who have made a decision and they've decided that they don't want that resource, that they feel like this is the only way out. And so that's why I say it is very important also to be empathetic, because you don't know how a word could change somebody's perspective. You don't know how a smile might save someone for doing something. Because, again, we're not a lot of times talking to understand. We're talking to to get our point across, to communicate. And so we have to create space where we can to allow people, to speak their truths. And even though we may not always agree, we just giving people the space to speak their truth, to listen, to seek to understand, may change somebody's perspective. And so it is very important to me that we do that, because, again, I think we're losing way too many people to suicide, and people making permanent decisions in situations that can actually possibly be temporary. But unfortunately, when you're in that mindset of depression, it feels so low. It feels so lonely. You just don't see sometimes a way out, and you need a life raft. You need someone to pull you up, to give you a hand, to help you realize that you're not alone. So I wanted to take this time to talk more about empathy and let some people know, if you are struggling, you're not alone. And please know that you are loved and that you are cared for, and that there is hope and there is help out here. There are resources out here. Don't be afraid to take a step in a direction if you want more, if you want something different. Let us help you. I will always be open through DMs and through email, because, again, I don't want to talk at people. I hope I'm talking to you. I hope you'll understand that I want the best for you, and that I have faith that your situation can turn around whatever that you're going through. And I am sending you as much healing energy as I can. We have to. Empathy is very, very important. Unfortunately, I had a friend who lost someone very close to them this past weekend through suicide. And it was devastating to me just to hear about it. So I could only imagine what it was like to her to lose someone that she loved. So I hope she's listening. And if she is, she knows who she is. I am wrapping her in love every day and sending her prayers and healing to her and that person's family, because we're the people who are left behind to try to figure out the reasons why and to move on. That's a lot of weight to carry as well. And so I definitely want to send healing energy to anyone who has experienced that type of loss, because there is so many unanswered questions sometimes, and there's so much. Sometimes it can be guilt, and there can be lots of feelings, and I don't proclaim to be a counselor in any way, but at the same time, I at least want to make sure I am sending you love and healing and support on the journey. And I am praying for you. I am praying for you. I am praying for you. So, not to end it on a solemn note, but definitely a note to just hopefully remind you to be empathetic, to lead with love, to tell people that you love them, to be open and honest with your feelings, because tomorrow is not promised to anyone. Live your best life, bet on yourself, celebrate yourself and the lights in your life, and just have a beautiful, beautiful week. I will definitely be back next week with another episode. Like I said, we're kind of winding down the month. I can't believe it. It's crazy how quickly this month is going to go. And I do believe we will have a guest next week. I'm not 100% sure. I have to check my calendar because I've just kind of been all around the bend and back again. But either way, we will have a new episode. And I, again, want to thank you for all that you guys have done to support me on this journey and support this podcast. I love you. I love you. I love you. I will have everything linked in the show notes for last week. And I will talk to you guys soon. Take care of yourselves and each other. And we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.